Kip69 here at overclock.net, Computex 2013. I'm here at the NZXT, the company that cannot afford a vowel. Would you tell me about your products?
Sure. I'm Rob Tiller. I'm the product manager at NZXT. And so here we've got our Phantom 530. It's our big product launch at Computex. And so the really cool thing about this is our first true successor to the original Phantom. And so that means incredible design both inside and out at a nominal price. And so when we're launching the successor to the Phantom, we really had to work hard to get really good design on the outside, really great features on the inside, and so it took a little bit of time. And so you're going to see everything we learned from the Phantom 820, Phantom 630, Switch 810, and all of our other higher end cases, all of those efforts culminating into the Phantom 530. So probably the most significant thing you'll notice is we have the largest Phantom we've ever had, the largest window we've ever had on a Phantom here. And so you can see your entire motherboard, all your beautiful GPUs, pretty much everything you're going to want to show off in your gorgeous build right there front and center. In terms of the overall design, you're going to see everything a little bit more extravagant, all the angles a little bit deeper and sharper, and it's a much more bold design. We're using more mesh, less plastic trim, and it comes out with this really bold but organic look. Let's jump inside. So inside, you'll see it looks actually a good amount like the Phantom 630, but what we've done is we've taken the 630 features and the 630 design, and we've just sort of shrunk it down by about 25%. And so you lose a little bit of the water cooling, but you still get to keep all the modular interchangeable hard drive cages, the pivot fan. We still have our steel ODD latches. Inside, we still have the gorgeous CPU cutout, and we've made room for the 140mm rear fan. And looking down at the bottom, you'll see we still have toolless filters. We still have standoffs on the power supply to raise it up to reduce noise just a little bit. We have great cable management cutouts, thick rubber grommets that don't just fall out. All our cables are still black. We're still using a flat USB 3. And then if you go to the back side, we keep our split level design, so you still get like 34mm of cable management space. I designed it with 25 zip tie points so that it's actual practical design in how you do your cable management. You still get the beautiful fan hub, still get an SSD tray so you can pull all your hard drive cages out. So it's a super capable chassis. But the greatest thing about it is it's only $129.99.
Oh, is that available now, or?
So we just launched it at Computex. Mass production just started, so you'll start to see it on the shelves in about a month and a half.
Open the door. Front door.
Oh yeah, inside it's 3 ODD bays with the reset button. Looking up top, we have a single channel 30-watt fan control, and we still have the I/O LED to light up the entire back. So all of our great features on our higher end cases are still coming down.
All right. Shall we move on?
Sure. So, as we do with all of our product images, we go all out when we want to do system builds. And so here we have our sort of experimental build. And the first thing you'll probably notice is GPU cards to say NZXT. We're working on a metal bracket. It's something that we actually sort of worked with D-Wood from overclock.net on. And so we're working on our own design that we're going to launch individually just as a bracket and probably with a 92mm fan. And it'll allow you to install everyone's Asetek water cooler onto just about any GPU. So it looks super gorgeous. We'll offer it in a few colors, and we're trying to keep it around $10 to $15, so it's totally accessible.
Wow.
And it's steel.
At $10 to $15, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's an amazing.
And so in this build, we actually have 3 Krakens.
Okay. And what's this?
The Kraken X60 right there, that's running on our Haswell CPU and keeping everything super cool and super quiet.
Some nice little SSDs.
Yep, we've got one more mounted in the rear, so we have 4 ADATA SSDs running in RAID 0.
Ooh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's got to get you some power there.
Yeah, yeah. So it's super. This is the H630. If anyone's not familiar with it yet, we just brought it up. The H630 is super cool just because it's a giant silent case. And the key feature that we wanted to do when we built this is we wanted to make it expandable. You could add as much water cooling to it as possible without having to remove panels of sound deadening. So we came up with a floating sound dampening design that allows all the dampening to sit on the roof and the airflow to go out the side. And the entire exterior is actually made out of steel.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see the top one there.
Yeah. And you can fit 2 360 radiators in here, one on the top and one in the front.
That's a ridiculously large hole there, man.
Yeah. We figured, you know, if you could get 2 360 radiators in there, you run your fans at like 400 RPM, everything stays cool and super quiet.
Right on.
So over here we have our second build in the glossy black. And so the key thing I wanted to show off here was the cable management. You know, we have our HAIL 90 V2 installed, which already has super long cables for full tower, but I've also got our sleeved extensions in there. So it's just that on top of having all the fans for the radiators and the video cards adds a ton of cabling in there, but you can see the Phantom 530 was able to hold every little bit of it. And so you see the SSD mounted on the rear, so we were able to completely remove all of the hard drive cages for better airflow and to install that push-pull radiator.
All right, let me swing around. And that's what's inside.
Yeah. So these systems, even at $129, they're ready to handle just about anything you're ready to put in there. Giant air coolers, giant water coolers, it's ready.
Okay.
And so lastly, for cases, we also launched our entry-level silent case, the H230. So the chassis is very similar to what you guys may know from the H2. It's using the same sound dampening from the H2 as well, but redesigned hard drive cages so that you can remove the top one and fit super long video cards. And the front is a brand new design with a new door. It's your mainstream, your entry-level case, but at $69, we think it's a very interesting buy for some people.
A removable fan filter there?
No removable fan filter on this one, unfortunately. But,
oh, yeah. Okay.
On the rear, we do have some removable mesh.
Lots of room down there, bottom.
Yeah.
Fans.
Yep. And so that's offered in white and glossy black.
Oh, and you can see the sound dampening back there. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, black? Okay. Very nice little case.
And the last thing that we have for you guys at Computex is actually some power supplies. And so this is our HAIL 82 V2. And so it comes in 2 flavors. We have the V2 and the V2S. The V2 is our worldwide model that features support for the 110 and the 220 volts. And the V2S is strictly for 220 volt. And so that allows us to cut the price down a little bit on the V2S, maybe about $10. But the really cool thing about these is they're full modular power supplies at a really low price. So the 550 watt starts at $79.99 and the 700 watt is $99.99. And so we see it as getting that full modular capability in at a lower price is really where it's needed. You know, people buying lower end power supplies generally have very little cable management because they're also buying lower end cases. So we want to provide them the most functionality and the most capability in how they install their power supplies and are able to do their cable management.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you very much. Kip69 here at overclock.net. Goodbye.